to rob the Bank of Nova Scotia in the parish capital this morning.
The investigation into a morning bank robbery in Ottawa.
But tonight,
a juvenile has been charged with 2 bank robberies that happened in the city.
Hello? Are you confused? You don't know what is the right way to live. Do you? You don't know if is it worth being a righteous person or doing anything for gaining wealth. You don't know if there is anything out there that will ask you for your deeds. What will happen in reality if you sin? Will you be paying for your sins or nothing will happen? You want to know the truth, don't you? Religious people tell you that God will punish you if you sin. But you see lots of injustice around you. You see that the people who don't care about righteousness gain wealth and power and nothing bad happens to them. So why God allows this to happen? What should you do? How should you live? I can't tell you how to live. It's your choice. But I can show you what happens. What is life? And why it matters what you do. Forget about the punishment. God doesn't punish anybody. Even sinners. There is no such thing as punishment in nature. Punishment is invented by humans to control other people. Have you seen any animal punishing the other animal? They do fight for food, territory, or leadership. But they never punish each other. When something bad happens to you, sometimes you think that God punished you for something you did. But the reality is that nobody punished you. Your actions caused the inevitable outcome. If I tell you not to jump from the roof of the skyscraper, but you don't listen and jump anyway, you will crush. But will this mean that I or someone else punished you for not listening to me? The truth is that your action caused the inevitable outcome. Everything in life is designed the way that any action will cause the corresponding reaction. So think about it this way. What you do in life will cause what will happen to you. Don't get me wrong. I don't claim that God doesn't exist. On the contrary, I can prove to you that God exists and it is He who created the universe. But it is not God who is responsible for what happens to you in this life. Think about it this way. When someone creates the video game, he makes the program that defines how the game functions. There are no rules made for the players. They can do whatever they want. But depending on their actions, the game develops correspondingly. The creator of the game doesn't control what the players do. He doesn't help or punish them. The program of the game determines what will happen in the game. Our world is similar to a video game. God created it and made the rules for the world and how it must behave. You are the players in this world. God doesn't help or punish you for what you do. The world just reacts to your actions in the way it is designed to.
So does it mean that you are allowed to do anything you want and there is no punishment for the sins?
Well, let's put it this way. video game. There is no punishment for it in the game. But what will happen after the game is over? What happens after you die? This means that the game is over. So, what's next? Let's take a trip into the afterlife. Here, in the afterlife, there are two worlds. You know, heaven and hell. The righteous people go to heaven and the sinners go to hell.
So there is a punishment after all. The punishment for your sins is hell.
Let me tell you, hell is not the punishment. It is the alternative to heaven. You decide to go out and spend your night in the nightclub. You go to the most popular club. But because of the dress code, you are denied to enter. But you want to spend your night in the nightclub. So what do? You just go to the alternative nightclub where you will be granted to enter.
Why there are two worlds? Heaven and hell. Why can't everyone enter the heaven?
Let me give you a little bit of history. It wasn't always like this. In the beginning, there was only one world. Heaven. Everybody was living in it and everybody was happy. This world was full of pleasure and everything was perfect. But something happened. The devil decided to overthrow the king, God. So he collected the army of fallen angels and started to fight. Before I continue, I must explain one very important thing about heaven. Heaven is similar to your body. It is one whole. God is the common consciousness, similar to your consciousness in your body. If one organ in your body gets hurt and starts to feel pain, your consciousness and consequently whole of your body feel its pain. Let's say you injured your leg. You and whole your body immediately start feeling the pain that your leg feels. So if any part of your body feels pain, whole your body feels it. Now let's continue our story. Since the devil was hurting the others who lived in heaven, all residents of heaven were feeling the pain of the hurt ones. This included God too. So God had to do something to stop the suffering of heaven's residents. He didn't want to punish anyone. So he separated part of the world from heaven and put the devil and his fallen angels in this part of the world. He called this part hell. Now let's talk about you and your consciousness. Your consciousness, the same as the consciousnesses of all people, is born in heaven. If your consciousness hurts others in heaven, then everyone in heaven will feel the pain of the hurt one. This means that instead of pleasure there will be a pain in heaven. So God created another world. The physical world where you live now. The purpose of this world is to see how you will behave in different situations. Whether will you hurt others or not. This way God will determine whether are you suitable to live in heaven or not. So your consciousness was sent to this world for testing. If you pass the test and don't hurt the others, you will be allowed into heaven. But if you start to hurt the others, then you will be denied to enter heaven and you will go to hell as an alternative.
What happens in hell?
There's somebody always hurts someone. So everyone who lives in hell always feels the pain of the hurt one. This means that whoever ends up in hell will live in pain for eternity. It will sound very strange. But the only thing you can call the punishment is that your consciousness is immortal. So after your body dies, your consciousness must continue to live somewhere outside of the physical world. Here you have only two choices, either heaven or hell. Why your consciousness is immortal I will explain to you in a different story. For now, just trust me on this one. I can't tell you what kind of life you should choose in this world, where you are placed temporarily, only for a test. But is it worth having wealth and power only in this world, and only for the time being while you are in it? Tell me, will it be any benefit for you in real life? If you gain incredible wealth and power only in the video game, it is your decision.
Oh good. It must have been a dream.
Are you sure? If you want to know more about these kind of things, subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch my videos.